Business could be unrecognizable a year from now, and all you need to have is a breakthrough year in 2026. When it comes to growing your business, there are a number of ways it could be happening. And if you're someone who historically has always been doing incremental growth, the fact is it takes you a long time. If your business, if we just talk about revenue for ease, is growing by 10% year on year, it will take you 8 years to double your revenue. And you might be fine with that fact. Or you might be like, there's no way I want to wait that long. If you are the latter, if you're like, I want to grow my business, I want to grow it fast, I want to see big change, then a breakthrough year is probably what you are looking for. And I'm going to talk about the truth of what it really takes to actually have a breakthrough year. Because whilst it's not common and whilst it's not what everyone has, there is absolutely no denying that having one concentrated year in your business where you truly take it to the next level will mean that both your business and your life become unrecognizable, and the trajectory is just changes for absolutely ever. So, if we've never met before, my name is Sherelle Griffith. I'm a business strategist and I help online service-based business owners to grow businesses they love on their own terms. And being able to grow your business is something that I am obsessed about. And breakthrough years, as I said, for some people, they are what they need. That's not what you need every year, but if you're in that season, this is going to help you. So, the first thing you have to do is look at what you are actually selling, because there's no point having lofty goals of like, I'm going to double my revenue, maybe even I'm going to triple my revenue, if what you actually have in your business is not going to enable you to do that. So I predominantly work with one-on-one service-based business owners. And sometimes they come to me where they've already made changes to their offer suite. They've already added in a one-to-many offer, like a course or a membership or a group program or a mastermind, but the numbers haven't got to the place that they really want to get to. But they have technically the offers to be able to hit that revenue goal. Now, sometimes people come to me and they haven't. They're still very much in one-on-one land, and there is no way without burning themselves into the ground and working 24/7 that they'd ever be able to double or triple their revenue. So you need to look at your offer suite right now. What are you selling? What are the maximum numbers you can be selling that at? What can you deliver in a healthy manner? And see, can I continue with what I've got, or do I need to make some changes? And when you looked at your offer suite as a whole, the other thing you'll want to do is really look at your pricing. Be super clear. Are the prices right now the right prices? Are they going to enable me to hit that revenue goal? And also really thinking about, do I charge that price the whole year through? One of the big mistakes I see business owners making is the fact that they discount, but they don't actually contemplate the discounting. So they take part in Black Friday, but nowhere in their planning have they ever said that they're going to spend, like, charge less. So if you know you're going to be doing discounting in the year, make sure you take that into consideration. So that at this point will give you the first thing required for a breakthrough year, actually having an offer suite and a pricing strategy that would enable you to get there. But what's next? Because you can have the offer suite, you can have those things sitting on your website, but it's your job to actually make people want to buy it. And so when we look at building demand and making sales, this is where you need to look really closely at your marketing and your sales strategy. Now, I'm actually going to start with sales first this time, because usually what actually blocks people from having their breakthrough year is the sales. Because if you're someone who, at the moment, in order to make someone buy from you, it's all been one-on-one. You're having sales calls, you're having conversations in the DM. That is something that is harder to scale, and therefore it's more likely you are going to end up being the bottleneck if you are not able to allocate enough time to sales based on the extra volume of sales you're trying to make. Now, you can still do some sales calls, you can still do things in DMs. I'm not saying that's impossible, but you just have to get really clear on actually how much time will I have in the business for sales, and will this enable me to be able to do that? For many, there becomes a shift where the marketing has to do the selling for them. What I mean by that is you need to be able to be like, actually, I'm just creating maybe long form content, I'm doing social media and sending out emails, I'm driving people to sales pages and they buy. They are getting all the information they need through my marketing, that they don't need to have a conversation from me in order to purchase. And so that is something that you need to really look at. Also, when we're talking about breakthrough years, the likelihood is you're going to be trying to increase your revenue And that's going to look different for different businesses. For some people, it's a volume game. All of a sudden, the amount of people you are trying to get to sell, whether they're client or customers, is going to go up a lot. And so maybe you are like, actually, my visibility needs to also really increase. On the other side, sometimes people are doing this purely from a much more pricing place. They've increased their prices and they're like, now I'm going to be attracting more premium people. And that means you need to be looking at your messaging more. You need to be understanding what changes need to be made so that those people will pay the price for what you're trying to sell. So understanding, one, do you actually have a sales bottleneck? Are you able to get people the whole way through? And then also, what is your focus? You obviously will need to take people the whole way through the buyer journey. But when we're looking at a breakthrough year, it's like, what is the most important thing that needs to change in order to generate the extra sales that you're trying to make, or the better sales, more premium sales, the higher ticket sales? And then when you've got those two things, technically, you've got everything you need. You've got the actual offer suite, you know your pricing strategy, you've got marketing and sales. You could be able to hit your breakthrough year. But what is going to make the difference, what you absolutely need to commit to, is making the time to be the CEO in your business all year round. So I talk a lot about the need to make sure that you are working on your business rather than, work on your business rather than just in your business. So you need to get away from the day-to-day activities. That is why I help business owners step out, spend the day planning, for example, their annual plan for the year ahead. But you can't just create your annual plan and then disappear. You will need to be monitoring on a regular basis. Ideally, you want to be doing this as a minimum on a monthly. I would argue if you're trying to go through a breakthrough year, this should be done on a weekly basis. The quicker you can look at how your business is performing and the stronger connection you can have between this is what I've been doing in my business and this is the results I'm going to get, that's what enables you to learn faster. That is what's going to enable you to be refining and optimizing, and for you throughout the year to keep on getting results that are better and better and better. When you leave a large amount of time between you doing activities, you giving input, you trying new things out in the business, and then like 2 months later you look to see how you're performing, it's hard for you to match those things up and to work out what is really moving the needle and what isn't moving the needle. So getting into like a weekly monitoring habit is what CEOs do that are really passionate and obsessed and committed about actually going all in and having a breakthrough year. And then on top of that, you are going to want to be taking your planning more seriously. So you want to be doing quarterly planning where you can be ensuring you are focused every single week on what you are doing. This is how you enable both you and your team to be as productive as possible, because you understand that these are the focuses of the business. These are the things we should be spending our time, our money, and our energy on, and everything else we can leave to the side. So if you are serious about having a breakthrough year, a year where you double your revenue, triple your revenue, and what you do is you change the trajectory of your business. Now, as I said at the beginning, this isn't necessarily something you want to do every single year, but 1 year, if you doubled your revenue in 1 year, for example, rather than taking the 8 years, that's then going to put you in a place where even if you then had much more incremental growth, you've just changed the whole trajectory of your business. And so it may be that you're like, this is the year I want that to happen. And if so, I urge you, look at your offer suite and your pricing. Get super clear on what you're selling and how much you're selling it for. Then look at both your sales and your marketing strategy. Make sure that you are able to take people through that buyer journey consistently, and your ideal client or customer, that you can do that on a regular basis so those sales come in and that you are not the bottleneck. And then last but not least, you want to be actually putting in the measures so that you can continue to be in CEO mode. That not when everything gets busy, which obviously is going to get busy in a breakthrough year, that you end up just getting distracted, working with clients, being in the business, and you don't make time to work on the business. Now, if you want any help with this, I can help you with this. All you need to do is DM or comment saying breakthrough, and I'll share all the details to help you make your year a breakthrough year and take your business and your life to a future that is